Good job.
My interest in music started probably when I was around 12. Up to that point, I listened to music, but it was mostly just whatever anybody listened to, I listened to. And around 12 is when I started kind of discovering music for myself. I would even say the first song would be Dream On by Aerosmith. That kind of changed my musical life and made me realize I liked other music than what people I knew were listening to. And so then I started expanding from there, and that made me want to be able to write music. I convinced my parents to let me take piano lessons. And while they were a little skeptical because we didn't really have any musical background in our family, they didn't play instruments, nobody else in the family did, we rented a piano. So I started playing on that piano and upright, took lessons from somebody that I knew, and as I started playing, and they told my parents that I had some ability, some talent there, they then bought a permanent piano, a baby grand, that I played on from there. What appeals to me most about music? I would say that it's very expressive. To me, it's a form of language. That's why I always laugh about music today with recording artists and everything is copyrighted, and because conversations aren't copyrighted. When you talk to somebody, you don't tell someone you can't say that because I said that, But with music, it's treated that way. Whereas to me, music is just it's a language. It's a way to express emotions differently than you can with speech. Any artists or bands that have inspired me or are currently inspiring me? Yeah, there's ones that have always interested me. I mean, there are composers like John Williams that everybody likes, and each one for different reasons. I mean, today I appreciate things that like Hans Zimmer does, even though he's not necessarily my favorite composer. I like the stuff that he does, and it's interesting to see. Jerry Goldsmith was one that I always really liked for melody. As far as bands, Radiohead has always been, just for their diversity. They're a band that anytime I listen to them, it makes me want to go and play music. Muse has been one that I've appreciated, their mixing of classical sounds with a lot of their music and stuff. I like the mixing of genres, so any kind of band or artist that is able to take something like jazz, which I'm not into, but work it into another style, I always enjoy that. Most theory is based on the piano. It's the most diverse instrument. A lot of instruments you're stuck with playing melody or rhythm, and with the piano you can play both at the same time. There's such a range, And with electronics, you can plug into a piano and pop up a violin, and boom, you've got a violin. And you want to go to a cello, boom, you've got a cello, and so forth. So I like the diversity of it, as well as the sound. I mean, I've always enjoyed the sound of piano. So I always enjoyed seeing a trailer for a movie, and then before the movie came out, writing my own theme for a character or for the opening of the movie, the way I envisioned it starting and stuff. So recently with Blade Runner 2049 coming out, and I like that kind of music, I wanted to just kind of come up with my own idea for, the feeling of the film. So this was one of the tracks from the actual score. This is one of the things that I worked on and played with. I'm trying to incorporate some of the things that were done in the original movies. And it was just kind of funny because it was kind of a coincidence that some of the sounds I chose when I heard the actual score were kind of similar. And it was just kind of fun to think that, well, okay, I'm not too far off, you know? I was just trying to remember the Man of Steel theme. Like, as it go. Like, I played 2 notes, and you immediately think of Superman. Those melodies are all right here somewhere. There's millions more melodies to be discovered right here. And all it takes is for somebody to know a little bit about music. But at the end of the day, all you need to do is sit here and pick at notes and see what sounds good together, you know, and you'll come up with something. And the simpler it is, the better it is. Whether or not I'm going to keep this going as a hobby or make it a career, I would say the nice thing about it is there's no rush. I'm older, I'm not thinking about new careers really now, but because everything's at your fingertips technology-wise, you can go and learn what you need to learn, and then if you can find a job somewhere and get into the industry, if you have some talent with it, that will help. So right now I can continue with it as a hobby, and that's kind of my focus, is to just use it as a hobby. And if I ever reach the point where I feel I have enough skill, I might look at whether or not there's something I could do as far as work goes, but I enjoy it as a hobby.